After 4 grueling years overseas in the military, Colonel James Harlan finally steered his battered old pickup truck down the winding roads of Willow Creek Estates. The neighborhood gleamed with manicured lawns and sprawling mansions, a picture of affluent suburbia where luxury cars lined driveways and residents flaunted their status. James's modest cabin at the edge of the property stuck out like a sore thumb, simple wood siding, a small porch, and no frills. He stepped out in faded jeans and a worn flannel shirt, his face weathered from battles most could never imagine, ready to reclaim the quiet life he'd dreamed of. But peace didn't last long. As he unloaded his duffel bag, a sharp voice pierced the air. "Excuse me, sir? This is private property. You can't just park that eyesore here." It was Karen Blackwell, the iron-fisted HOA president, striding over in her designer tracksuit, clipboard in hand. She eyed him up and down, her lips curling in disdain. "We have standards in Willow Creek. People of a certain caliber. You look like you're here to mow lawns, not live among us." James stayed calm, but inside, anger simmered. He'd faced worse enemies, but this felt personal, a judgment based on nothing but his rough exterior. Karen didn't back down. She whipped out her phone and called the police, accusing him of trespassing. "Officer, there's a suspicious man squatting in one of our homes. Hurry." 2 cops arrived, sirens blaring, drawing curious neighbors to their windows. James handed over his military ID and deed. The officers verified it quickly. "Ma'am, this is Colonel Harlan. He owns the place." Karen's face flushed red, but she muttered under her breath, "Well, standards are standards." That was just the beginning. Over the next weeks, violation notices flooded James's mailboxes, cabins, outdated aesthetics, overgrown weeds, even though the yard was pristine, noise from his toolbox as he fixed up the place. Each one was petty, designed to wear him down. James complied meticulously, repainting the cabin in approved colors, trimming every blade of grass to regulation height. It only fueled Karen's fire. She saw his obedience as defiance. He found an unlikely ally in Samuel Hayes, the elderly neighbor next door. Over coffee on Samuel's porch, the old man spilled the beans. "Karen's run this place like her personal kingdom. She's driven out good folks, a Hispanic family for cultural differences, an interracial couple she claimed didn't fit the vibe, even another military vet whose PTSD made him unpredictable. It's all about control. She hates anyone who doesn't kiss the ring." James nodded, his jaw tightening. This wasn't just harassment. It was discrimination wrapped in bureaucracy. Digging into the HOA bylaws, James plotted his moves. He attended meetings, questioned rules politely, exposing inconsistencies. Whispers spread maybe Karen wasn't as untouchable as she seemed. The tension boiled over at the next HOA meeting in the community hall. Karen, beaming with smug confidence, launched a PowerPoint slideshow titled, "Maintaining Our Elite Standards." Photos of James's truck, his casual clothes, even his recycling bins flashed on screen. "This man is dragging us down with his unsophisticated ways," she declared to the packed room. "We deserve better." James stood, his voice steady but edged with steel. "I've served 32 years in the Army, earned a Purple Heart in combat zones you'd never step foot in. I've bled for this country while you nitpick paint colors." Gasps rippled through the crowd. He pulled out printed bylaws, dismantling her accusations point by point. "This isn't about standards, it's about prejudice." He hinted at knowing more about the community's secrets, leaving everyone uneasy. Karen seethed, her authority cracking for the first time. Retaliation came swift. She targeted Samuel with bogus fines, threatened other supporters with liens. James fought back quietly, poring over HOA financial records late at night. What he uncovered shocked him. Over $50,000 embezzled through fake invoices for landscaping that never happened, funneled into Karen's personal accounts. Samuel slipped him old documents proving years of irregularities, including how the community was founded on shady deals. Karen escalated, calling an illegal emergency vote to expel James. He recorded everything, noting violations of procedure, but didn't object letting her dig her own grave. Eviction day dawned tense. Karen arrived with police in tow, a triumphant smirk on her face. "Time to go, Colonel. Pack your junk and leave." Officer Ramirez, the same cop from before, looked uncomfortable as neighbors gathered, murmurs of dissent growing. James stepped forward, handing over a folder. "Before you enforce this, officer, take a look. Evidence of embezzlement, thousands stolen from our dues." Karen's eyes widened in panic. "That's absurd. He's lying." But the documents were damning: bank statements, forged receipts. Then came the bombshell. 8 years ago, I built this entire community through Harlan development. Every street, every homemy vision for a welcoming retreat. This cabin, my planned retirement spot after the service. The crowd erupted in shock. Karen had lorded over land that was essentially his creation. Whispers turned to outrage. How could she judge him when he was the founder? Desperate, Karen pulled out an envelope stuffed with $50,000 in cash. "Here, take it. Make this go away," she hissed, right in front of Officer Ramirez. The bribe sealed her fate. Handcuffs clicked as the cop arrested her on the spot for embezzlement and attempted corruption. In the aftermath, Karen resigned in disgrace, facing criminal charges. She coughed up $42,000 in restitution, lost her real estate business, and had to sell her mansion to cover legal fees. Samuel was elected the new HOA president, vowing transparency with open books and neighbor-voted policies. No more petty tyrants. The community healed at a massive barbecue, where driven-out families returned as guests. Stories flowed, tales of Karen's bigotry exposed, sparking heated debates about classism and racism lurking in perfect suburbs. James became an advisor, planting a memorial garden for veterans and hosting community days that celebrated diversity over dazzle. One last encounter. Karen, packing her boxes, begged for mercy. "You ruined me." James paused, then said, "I didn't ruin you. Your judgments did. Go find some humility." He walked away, the weight lifted. Willow Creek finally became what James had envisioned: a true home, where belonging wasn't skin-deep, but earned through kindness. Yet the scars lingered, a reminder that beneath polished facades, ugly biases could fester, waiting to be uprooted.